Lone Star Conference fans, we are all access. This week, Texas A&M University, Kingsville, and Javelina week. But first, as always on Monday, we're going to go behind the scenes with you, Commissioner, and talk hot topics in Division II and for the Lone Star Conference. And this week kind of combines both of those aspects in the conference grant program given out by the NCAA. That's been recently approved. Can you talk about that approval and the significance for the LSC?
Yeah, there's 23 NCAA Division II conferences, and each year the NCAA gives us an opportunity to apply for what's called a conference grant. And essentially this is money that can be set aside for each of the conferences to use for initiatives that align with the Division II strategic plan. And so it's kind of a process to where we have to apply in the spring, and then there's some committee structures that the application makes its way through, and then just about 10 days ago we received final approval for our application for this 2011 academic year. For the Lone Star Conference, that means $130,000 of funding that's coming from the NCAA to our office, and ultimately will benefit the member institutions, the coaches, student athletes, and administrators in our conference in a way that strategically aligns with what Division II is doing on the national scale.
Very good, very good. And can you talk a little bit about some of the initiatives that you've had a lot of success with in the past and that you're going to continue to do this year?
Yeah, you know, the $130,000 a year for us is almost a third of what we spend in the conference office each year. And so it's a significant part of what we do as a conference. We use the money in our conference to fund opportunities for, to attend meetings, to have professional development, things of that nature for groups such as student athletes who participate in the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, faculty representatives on each campus, senior woman administrators in each athletic department, and then also groups like the sports information directors and the athletic trainers, whether it be providing statistical software or camera hardware to help with the SIDs, or whether it be funding professional development opportunities for student trainers and others on the athletic training staffs. And so we've used the money to help those groups specifically. We also set aside money that our institutions can apply for to help in the areas of academic support. There's not a lot of money laying around these campuses to help student athletes with tutoring or to purchase laptops for the teams to take with them on road trips. And so we've been able to set some money aside that they can use for that purpose. A lot of our schools have also used that money for life skills programming, things that they can bring in speakers about topics such as being responsible with your finances and things of that nature. And so those funds are used on campus and go a long way in making things better for student athletes on their campus. We also set aside money for a degree completion program, which I think we've just wrapped up our third year of that program, and each year we've done about $11,000 worth of scholarships to student athletes who have competed in the Lone Star Conference but have finished their careers without finishing their degrees. This money goes to help them to actually complete that degree, and so we feel like that's money that's being well spent. We also have a needy student athlete assistance fund, and those dollars go to help those that are less fortunate, that can't afford to buy books to go to school, or maybe even tennis shoes to wear to school, things of that nature. Maybe it's an unexpected trip home for a funeral, or maybe it's an unexpected trip to the doctor's office, things like that. That fund is made available to student athletes who qualify for those dollars. And so we really feel like the programs we have in place are making a difference in providing our student athletes with a superior experience.
Absolutely, affecting a lot of people throughout the conference. And how about some new initiatives this year that you're looking at and excited to implement?
Yeah, each year we try to bring in a new program, and that's part of the idea behind the grant. Is the NCAA wants us to have funds that we can try new things to make life better for our students and our coaches. A couple couple years ago, we implemented a Student Athlete Advisory Committee retreat to where we bring in a student athlete on the men's side and a student athlete on the women's side from each campus, take them to one location during the summer, and kind of give them an extended opportunity to be involved in the governance of our conference, to really have their voice heard. That's an initiative that has been very successful. In fact, it was recognized by the NCAA as one of the great uses of this conference grant, and we were given an extra $5,000 as a reward for coming up with that idea. And so that's something other Division II conferences have implemented in their league here the last couple of years as well. This year specifically, the new initiative that we are going to fund is a workshop for our female administrators. That includes senior woman administrators, but we have several of our institutions that have females in the athletic administration beyond just the SWA. And what we want to do is give that group an opportunity to really be involved and to really have a voice in the way things are operating in our conference. And so we're going to set up a workshop for our female administrators, and we're going to give them the task of trying to help the conference achieve gender equity on each campus and throughout the league. And so we really feel like if we can get that group together and give them the task of being mindful of gender equity, and then let them have a voice and let them kind of take that task on and be involved with it, we really hope that this workshop will help us make strides in that area as a conference.
Outstanding. Sounds like some great usage for the NCAA Conference Grant Program. This has been another Lone Star Conference All Access.